There's a Taco Bell in my town. Do you guys have Taco Bells here? Grand Rapids? Yes? Tell me if yours do this, or if it's just a local thing. The managers of the Taco Bell by my house, if you ask the employees how they're doing, they are forced to respond, "I am taco-tastic." How fun is that? Grown adults having to say that? Do you understand the implications there? These are adult. A 30-year-old man has to wake up at 7 in the morning. He has to put on his Taco Bell uniform. He has to kiss his 17-year-old girlfriend goodbye. And then at 8 in the morning tell other adults he's taco-tastic. He's not. He's sad. Unless taco-tastic is Spanish for in a custody battle. Because then, yes, they're all taco-tastic. I don't know. I got put in my place there recently. Maybe I should, even it out. I'll tell you this. A cashier said to my face in front of people, the usual. Ooh, that's pretty humiliating. Do you understand? A Taco Bell cashier made me his bitch. You could boo me off this stage. It would not sting half as bad. The usual. No, I think I lost my appetite. Fuck the gordita. Just give me a rope and a stool. Because this is rock bottom, and I don't think I want to live any moss. If that makes any sense. You get it? The slogan? All right. That's fine. Some of you just think suicide's funnier in Spanish. That's fine too. However, you got to laugh at the jokes. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about kinks. I think we stopped kink shaming in this country. That's cool. There's one that didn't make it through the revolution. Does anybody here have a foot fetish? Okay. Statistically bullshit. A lot more of you, but they're being quiet. I'll tell you the rest of you why they're being quiet. It's because you're not very nice to them. You're not very nice to the feet people, if that makes any sense. You see? You're stone cold silent. For the feet people, not very supportive. I don't know. I don't think it's that weird. By the way, I don't have a foot fetish. It's important to me that you know that. I know it's going to be a tough sell doing this joke, but I don't have one. Just an ally, if that makes any sense. I don't think it's that weird. You ask people what their problem with feet is, they're like, "Oh, it's gross." Some of you think that, you're like, feet are gross. You know what else is gross? The rest of the human body. We're disgusting creatures. Dicks and vaginas is way grosser than feet, and people talk about those all day long. If you will take the genitals of a stranger towards the mouth, but you stop at the toes of your loved one, you're just a bad person. One person's like, right, yeah, absolutely. Guys, maybe the feet people are onto something. I don't know. Like daddy, that's a way weirder kink than people do. Do you know what I'm talking about? People want to be called daddy. I don't want to be called daddy, That's why I'm wearing the condom. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I'll tell you my kink. I've been making fun of other people's kinks. My kink, I can't stop having sex with Republican women. That's my current thing. What's up, Grand Rapids? How we doing? I know where I'm at. I can't stop. By the way, I'm not conservative. I'm pretty liberal. You might not know that looking at me. I have a very Republican face. Just kind of a douchebag face, but also chubby cheeks and dimples. It's weird looking. It's unlikable. I know that. Just kind of look like a racist Gerber baby, if that makes any sense. But I date a lot of Republican women. I think it's fun because you can spice things up with political debate, and I think that's fun. My last girlfriend and I, we were arguing about gun control. I support a little gun control. She didn't. Whatever you think is fine. I'm a monkey with symbols, not trying to persuade you. But I remember one time she said, guns don't kill people, people kill people. That's what she said, and I get that logic. I do. That makes complete sense. I just think it ignores kind of an important middleman. You know what I'm saying? Gun, pretty effective as a middleman. You guys aren't sold on that. That's fine. A few weeks after we broke up, she accused me of giving her chlamydia. And if you've seen me do stand-up, I know that doesn't look good for me. But I had to be like, whoa. I did not give you chlamydia. Right? Technically, your sister gave you chlamydia. We all on board? We get the logic? All right, cool. Learn something in the process. I'm a straight white male comic, and as a straight white male comic, it is not only my duty, but my obligation to you as a crowd to tell you a joke about pornography. So here goes. Who's watching? Round of applause? No. Silent room? Nobody watches porn, all right? I think it's bad for you. I stopped watching it recently. I shouldn't say. I stopped watching the sex parts. I do still watch it for the plot, though. Sue me? Very engaging plots in pornography. I don't know. The problem I have, though, is that there's nobody I can relate to. You know? No protagonists that I can relate to, if you can call them that. They're all douchebags in porn. I know I look like a douchebag, but I'm not. I'm a very, very sweet, gentle boy. I don't know. Even if I do see a guy in a pornographic film that I can relate to, I'm not stoked about it. You know? Because I know it's not going to end well for him. He's like, I sure love my girlfriend. And you're like, well, she's about to have sex with 2 other people. So, I don't know. My problem is bad writing. Takes me out of it. Ruins the characters. I don't like when characters say stuff that they never say in real life. You know? Like the women are saying that stuff they'd never say in real life. You know, that, oh, it's so big and that feels good. And it's like, women are not saying that stuff, right? Right? No? Okay. All right. Some of you picked up the self-awareness. Some of you are like, oh boy. All right. They don't write well for the men either. Probably worse for us. Sometimes the man will do this thing. This is a pet peeve of mine. Well, he will say out loud, damn, this pussy is tight. They will say that. Who is proclaiming that out loud? You know, just come too fast, like an adult. You know? That's what the rest of us are doing. Also, they're saying it like a douchebag, so it almost sounds like they're saying it's tight, like it's cool. You know? Like, dang, this pussy is tight as fuck. You know, this pussy's dummy lit, even. This pussy's taco-tastic. Kingpin of comedy crowd, you were very fun. Thank you so much for letting me open up the show. I'm gonna go be done. Goodbye.
So, I was born with a vision disability called nystagmus. Causes my eyes to wiggle back and forth, and I see about half as well as normal people. But the important part is the wiggling, because when I was a kid, I had to go to a weekly support group for this condition, and it was called a Wobbly Wednesday, which I thought was a pretty offensive use of alliteration, you know? Like, imagine creating a support group for dementia patients and calling it Forgetful Friday, you know? Like, it's fucked up. Who would say shit like that? Or like maybe Parkinson's patients have Trembling Tuesday or something, you know? It's awful. And like white people with skin cancer just have Sunday, you know, just kind of rubs you the wrong way a little bit. It's a little offensive. It was always a question for me growing up whether or not I would be able to drive, and I actually recently got my license a couple months ago. It's pretty cool. Nothing to get too excited about though, because statistically I'm likely to kill or injure you or someone you love, so disabled people succeeding is not always a good thing. Now that the state has mistakenly given me my license, I've been looking for a car. I've been paying more attention to car commercials, and I noticed that a lot of the time they kind of lie to you, or they at least embellish the truth. Like they always show their car going on a fucking adventure in the mountains with no other cars around, and it's like, a lot of the time the Dodge Ram is just going to be in the Wendy's drive-thru with like 4 screaming kids, okay? It's not that deep. And tell me that the car is all-terrain and then I try to drive it in water. That was bullshit, that was a lie. I always give you so much useless information too, like the top speed of this car is 206 miles per hour. Like, okay, can't wait to use that in traffic during my morning commute to work. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds? Wow, well I'll show you 20 to life in 5. I recently graduated college. Grand Valley now has 6 black people instead of 7. Very unfortunate for them. Lost a token. What do they do? I'm glad the college is over though. It was kind of annoying. I got tired of introducing myself to people, and I got tired of listening to other people's introductions, because you always have to say the same shit, you know, like, your name and then your major and minor, and I just got tired of like, I'm Sally and I'm majoring in biomedical sciences with a minor in writing. Shut up, Sally, come on. I don't care, you know. People ask me that question, I say, I'm Marcus and I'm majoring in shitty pedophile jokes with a minor in my basement. And it keeps them on their toes. I never joined a frat or anything at my school. I wanted to start one though. There was a frat at GV called Iota Kappa, and I wanted to start a black chapter called Iota Kappa Nigga, but they wouldn't let me do that. I don't know why. I graduated with a degree in statistics and another one in English. And the English one is interesting because when they were designing the English major, they realized that everyone already knew how to speak it. So they were like, oh, I guess we'll teach them how they spoke it in 1617, which can be interesting, but then you get a lot of students who like think it's cool to talk from that age, and they go around like, oh, the arbitrarity of the ordinance in this indubitable coins. Like, shut the fuck up, just please talk with the times, okay? Studying Shakespeare was the worst. I hated Shakespeare, that was awful. I would have bullied Shakespeare in high school. A little tour. I would have held him against his gym locker and I would have spoke his language, like, thou tellest thy teacher, thy neck I shall smother. Now waiteth in thy locker, whilst I fucketh thy mother. I would have said that to her. Little asshole. I would have went around to all of his English assignments, and where he wrote like a fancy William Shakespeare at the top, I would cross it out and write Billy Shakes. Just to remind him what his name is. No one would have read Romeo and Juliet by Billy Shakes. Like, that shit would not be taught in classrooms today. Because in the original play, Juliet is 13 and Romeo is like somewhere between 17 and 21. And you have a bunch of 9th grade teachers telling 13-year-old girls this is the most beautiful love story of all time, written by William Shakespeare. That would not fly if his name was Billy Shakes. There'd be campaigns all around the country asking us to get that pedo shit out of the classroom. Because names are important. Like, I've been following that R. Kelly shit, and somehow until recently I didn't know that his real name was Robert. And I feel like he would have never gotten away with any of the shit he did if we had always just called him Bob. Like, because I watched the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, and a lot of people were like, they knew what was going on with him, but they were scared to speak up about it. They were scared to stand up to R. Kelly, but I feel like a lot of people could have stood up to Bob, you know? Like, police come into the studio, I heard someone was pissing on kids. Oh, yeah, Bob, yeah, that I Believe I Can Fly guy? Yeah, that's Bob. He's over there, go get him. I don't know. William Shakespeare and R. Kelly, two of the greatest artists to ever live. Bob Kelly and Billy Shakes never left their hometown, I promise you. The English language it's interesting. There's a lot of things I don't really understand about it. Like, I never understood the phrase quote unquote, normally because people put the quote after saying unquote, which doesn't make much sense, does it? Like, if you walk up to me and you're like, hey man, that guy back there just said quote unquote, suck my dick. That sounds to me like you want me to suck your dick, and that guy back there didn't say shit. He was just completely silent, minding his own business. Could give or take a blowjob, doesn't really mind. I don't know. I got a girlfriend recently, and she wanted to use safe words during sex, which I think is another weird English thing. I looked up some common safe words, and people say things like apple or orange or banana, and I don't know why fruit became the antidote to sexual assault, but my main problem is like, why do you even need a safe word at all, you know? How about just don't finger my asshole? Like, is that so hard? Really gets the message across, in my opinion. I understand that could kill the vibe, but while I was researching this, I came across an article called 23 Sexual Safe Words for all you Harry Potter fans out there. And it was a list, it seemed very specific, but the New York Times was very efficient. And a lot of the words were just like spells or like houses in Hogwarts. And I don't know, if I was like biting a girl's nipples too hard and she shouted out, Expelliarmus, I'd probably burst out laughing. Like, it really killed the mood. I'd have to say something smooth to bring it back, like, oh, you like Harry Potter? Well, catch this dick slithering into your pussy. My biggest problem in college was probably waking up on time. I still have problems with that. My alarm clock isn't very motivating. Doesn't really get me out of bed, and I needed a way to get my alarm clock to be more motivating. And I came up with a solution, and this may work for some of you at home, but it only works under the condition that you live with roommates who you're not completely comfortable with. So what I did is I edited my alarm sounds so that the first like 7 seconds was like a normal jazzy tune, like do 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 wake up, do 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 wake up, motherfucker. And then And then after that, it's just me loudly masturbating for like 10 minutes. So, I just happen to have a recording on my computer. So, what this does is every morning, as soon as I wake up, as soon as I hear that little jazzy tune, I immediately have a panic attack because I realize that I only have about 7 seconds before Andrew next door wonders why I'm beating my meat so loudly at 8 in the morning. So, I have to throw my arm over my bed. I'm like, please turn off, please turn off, turn off, turn off. And then I'm wide awake and ready for my day. It works every time. All right, that's all I've got. I'm Marcus Cusick. Thank you.
What's going on, man? All right. I went to the little bar earlier, and I was standing at the bar, and there was a lady on the end of the bar just kind of staring at me. So I looked like, okay. And she came down and was like, I'm really not this forward, but do you have a girlfriend? And I was like, actually, I don't. I just broke up with her a week ago. And she said, oh, that's too bad. What happened? I was like, yeah, my wife was tripping. She don't me that shit. Yeah. Y'all know this. Who married out here? Where the married couples at? Yeah. So everybody else happy. All right. I heard that shit, man. My wife like to think I'm a hero. She always saying that, because I'm kind of big dude, man, and that's my hero, that's my big man, ain't that right, boo? I'm like, nope. Heroes get fucked up, y'all. I ain't trying to get fucked up. We was at the club not too long ago, and, we just listened to some music, having a few drinks and shit, and in the back, a fight broke out. She was like, ooh, hey, they back there fighting. I said, I know. So if I run, bitch, you better start running, because when I get to the car, I'm out. She said, you will leave me? I said, nah, if you keep up. Fuck that, man. Shit. I can't do it, man. She do it all the time. Other night, I'm asleep. She's shaking me. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm like, yeah, I heard something downstairs. I said, what? She said, I heard something downstairs. I said, well, wake me up when I get upstairs. That's what I'm gonna be running. If it's downstairs, I don't give a shit. She said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna roll over and go back to sleep. I suggest you do the same fucking thing. But then I heard a big bump. I was like, damn. She was like, I know you heard that. I said, yeah, I did hear that. Nah, no, I'm not taking my ass down there, bitch. Is you crazy? She said, well, I guess I gotta check it out. I said, well, if you go, you better take a key, because when you leave, I'm locking the door. Click, click. That's all you got to say to me? I was like, be careful. Why the fuck I gotta die because she knows it? Fuck that. Anyway, somebody gotta talk to the news, right? Somebody gotta tell the story, man. Hey, because they gonna ask. Hey. So what happened? It was a loud noise, right? And she wanted me to go down there, but I was scared, so I said, fuck that. So what did she do? She went down there, and what happened? Oh, she was getting fucked up. I heard it upstairs. What did you do? I locked the door. Was you listening at the beginning? Shit, some of these ain't jokes. Shit. Who got pets out here, man? Y'all got pets? Y'all like y'all pets? Y'all like... Fuck pets, man. I can't stand. I don't like pets. I don't know if I don't like them, but I don't like people who love their pets more than they love people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because, like, I got a friend at work. He got a dog. His dog was, like, super sick. Needed an operation. But the doctor told him the dog still might not live. But he wanted the dog to have an operation anyway. He took out a loan on his house for this dog. $13,000. I had a dog, y'all, named King, and King was my man, and I loved him to death. But if King would have needed an operation that cost $13,000, Me and King going for a ride to the beach. Only one of us coming the fuck back. King had some good days, y'all. Fuck that. 13 grand, I'll let one of my kids go. Shit. It sound funny. Let them come in there and say, sir, your baby girl needs an operation. It's experimental, and it's one of the only things that could possibly save her. And I'm gonna look at my wife and be like, okay, you know, that's our baby. We gotta do what we gotta do. So, Doc, what's going on? Yes, it's gonna cost around $13,000. Shit. I know, baby. We gotta do what we gotta do. So, Doc, how does it work? Do you hit a switch or do you pull the plug? She can get the fuck out of here. Fuck that. Why you crying? You got the money? Go over there. Fuck that. Not for no kids. Shit, my daughter only 8. I'm not even that fucking used to her, so. Fuck that. Say what you want to say about me. I don't give a fuck. So, I was about to masturbate, right? And I got my movie queued up, ready to go. I got my wet wipes over here, because cleanup is important. I sit back in the chair. I whip out my monster. Bah! Don't laugh, y'all don't know me. I hit play. I get into my stroke. And right as I get into my stroke, here come my boss in my cubicle talking about, you got that paperwork done yet? I'm like, I am on break. But he just stood there staring like, So I guess I'm like, fuck, I guess break over. I ain't no snitch, but I told HR, man, because that shit made me real uncomfortable. I don't like to stare, it made me uncomfortable. And then they fired me, ain't that a bitch? That's all right, who the fuck wants to work at a daycare anyway? I'm gonna tell y'all this, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I don't know, I was at a show recently and they gave us free drinks. And I'm gonna do this so I don't get in trouble. They gave us free drinks and I was drinking 2-hearted ale, y'all know what that is? Strong as shit. I had 8 of them. So I was a little bit tipsy. So on the way home, I get pulled over by a state trooper. And when you know you get pulled over by a state trooper, you fix your clothes like it's a fucking interview, but it ain't really that shit. You just kind of. So he comes to the car and he says, "How you doing, sir?" I said, "I'm doing good." He said, "Any drinks tonight?" I said, "Nah, I've had too many, but thanks for the offer. That was a cool ass cop." Then he says, "Oh, I got a comedian." I say, "Actually, you do." And he says, "Well, if you tell me a joke and I laugh, I'll let you go." I said, "All right, how many state troopers does it take to screw a light bulb?" He says, "I don't know." I said, "I don't either. Y'all usually screw black people." Yeah, jail was cool though. They let me out early. I'm Meijer Barnett, y'all. Appreciate it.
Oh, like I said, my name is Michael. Yeah, let's just get the elephant out of the room. Yeah, I got a crutch. I had knee surgery a couple of weeks ago. For good reason, though. It was a good reason. The reason is because the last time I was here for this contest, they take the top 3, right? And I came in 3rd, and I lost to 2 guys who had cancer, and I can't top that. So I threw myself down the fucking stairs. I'm happy to be here and just be out and about again after lockdown. Man, lockdown was fucking crazy, especially for me. I'm from Chicago. Our lockdown was a lot longer than what it was over here. But I gotta tell you, coming out of the lockdown, I think one of the things that we should do, if it'd be okay with everybody, if we could just have a moment of silence, that'd be great. Not for like the COVID victims or anything. I'm married and have 4 kids and just need a moment of fucking silence. That'd be great. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for the COVID victims. I mean, that sucks, you know, it really does, you know. But don't worry, I send them my thoughts and prayers. I know. But if thoughts and prayers worked, let's be honest, I wouldn't have 4 kids. You know why I don't have 5 kids? Science. Don't worry, I'm puckered. It's not an abortion joke. It's a vasectomy joke. It's fine. Oh, you're okay with the self-mutilation joke, but abortion's too far. Okay, I got it. I am a dad. I'm a father of 4. I have a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and 6-year-old twins. That is the proper response. I also have to mention that they're all girls. It's also the proper response. Smoke a lot of weed because I have 4 kids. Actually, I don't. I actually take edibles. I prefer edibles. It's a lot easier with edibles because, you know, if you smoke it, you can smell it. And I don't want the girls to, like, smell how high I am. I just want them to, like, see it, right? Like, and we've got the dispensaries over in Chicago now, which is fucking great. You know, because the good thing about the dispensaries, you go get your edibles, you know exactly what you're getting, right? You're getting a 5 milligram, a 10 milligram, a 25 milligram, whatever it is, right? So you can just eat it off just right, and you're good to go. You know, it had been a while. I've been going to the dispensary for a while, so I figured I'd go back to my dealer and make sure he's doing okay, right? Get something from him. Yeah, he's doing great, by the way. The legalization of that, he's doing really good. I come walking in, he's got like this 70-inch screen TV. I'm like, hey man, do you have any edibles? He's like, yeah, I do. And they don't, you know, your black market dealers, they don't get regular edibles, right? It's just something like they made in the back. So I'm like asking him for the edibles, and he goes, sure. He hands me this thing, and it's like the size of my fist. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, man. I was like, how much is that? And he goes, 30. I was like, 30 milligrams? He goes, no, $30. You want it? And I'm like, oh, sure. So I get home, I take a big bite out of this thing. Everyone's asleep. About an hour and a half later, I'm having a conversation with this fish in a fish tank that I don't have. I mean, it was good. I worked out some stuff with my dad, you know. I had to work. I like my girls. They're fun. I know I ask this a lot. I know a lot of you have kids, but here's the thing about kids. You get a group of them, right? You get a whole bunch of them, but there's always one smart one. You guys know what I'm talking about? Who's got a smart kid? Nobody's got a smart kid. All right, way to go, Grand Rapids. Keep the curve fucking low. I love my smart one, but she asked me so many questions, right? You know, like the other day, I tried to send them upstairs for their nap time. And she's like, I don't take a nap, I'm 9. I'm like, you do now. She's like, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I don't care. She goes, we're supposed to be at school. I'm like, oh, shit. And I have to watch all these stupid shows with these kids now. I have to watch, like, Paw Patrol, Aquanauts, and all this stuff. Watching that stuff is like watching golf to me. It just knocks me out, right? Just puts me straight to sleep. My smart one the other day asked me, she says, Papa, why do you always fall asleep so much? And I said, oh, that's easy. I have narcolepsy. So I explained to her what narcolepsy was, right? Fast forward a couple days, we're at the park, eating my edibles like I do, like a good parent, so no one knows how high I really am. And I'm starting to fall asleep. Right as I'm starting to fall asleep, one of the smart one's friends asked her, she goes, hey, why is your dad always falling asleep? And she goes, oh, that's because he's a necrophiliac? All right, guys, my name's Mike. Thanks for listening to me for a little bit.